Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I am your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that is our weekly buzz, where we give you a rundown of all the news stories of what's going on in the Amazon, Walmart, and e-commerce world. We have interviews with people in the industry you need to hear from and give you training tips of the week for serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. Let's go ahead and see what's buzzing today. We took a week off last week because we had our Walmart Wednesday, which we're actually going to have a clip on a little bit later. So we got a number of news articles we're going to write about, like some announcements about some counterfeit crackdowns that Amazon has been doing, a new badge that sellers don't like that's been showing up on product pages. Walmart completely redid their website and mobile app, and a few more news stories that I think you guys might find interesting. I've also got a cool rundown of all of the events we'll be doing over the next couple of months. We'll be traveling to a lot of different countries and hope to see a lot of you sellers in person in some of these events coming up. And we've also got an interview with a Walmart expert so that you can know how much money you can expect to make on Walmart. All right, let's go ahead and hop into the news. Let's see what's buzzing. All right, the first news article of the day is actually from Amazon itself, and they just announced their latest advances in counterfeit prevention for customers, brands, and selling partners. So this is a report that they've given now 3 times where they talk about what they're doing in order to protect both customers, but also the sellers as well. All right, so for example, in 2022, they actually disposed of 6 million counterfeit products. All right, so that they didn't even get to the customers. Some of these, could have been maybe, hijacked listings, or some of your products that were, that somebody else was trying to make a counterfeit one, but Amazon was able to stop them. Other kinds of things they talk about in this article is how they're increasingly deterring bad actors. They have a lot of different seller verification stuff that maybe you or I didn't have to do when we first started selling on Amazon, such as one-on-one video chat verification. Last year alone, they actually stopped almost 1 million different attempts to create new selling accounts from bad actors. 1 million accounts. Some of this could be things like maybe, one seller trying to launch 10 different accounts in order to do some kind of black hat thing. So it's really good that they're cracking down on things like this. There's a few more things that they're cracking down on. So I suggest checking out the link in the comments below so that you can read this whole entire article. Now, the next article that we have here is from Walmart, and maybe you've noticed it already, but they now have a complete new look on its website and mobile app. All right, so this kind of shows how dedicated Walmart is to really trying to get that online, mobile, and desktop retail market. All right, so they're really doubling down on the shopping experience online. So check it out, guys, if you have the Walmart app, or go to the walmart.com website. Now, sales of just regular merchandise in the US, this article from CNBC talks about, has fallen 4% in dollars and 5% in units year over year as of February. All right, so it says Walmart has felt that, and so they're trying to push more people to start buying in e-commerce or on their website. Now, here's the quote that you guys might like right here at the end of this article. Somebody from Walmart said, "The website and app's new look could also lift sales for third-party sellers that have joined or could join Walmart's marketplace." All right, so they're really trying to focus on the e-commerce side, and they had you sellers a little bit in mind when they did this. Now, online sales accounted for $53 billion, or 13% of Walmart's total net sales in the last fiscal year. All right, so that's a jump of $15 billion from 2019. So this is a good sign that Walmart is still really pushing e-commerce. We're going to talk a little bit about Walmart a little bit later. Next article is from USA Today. Now, this one was causing some kind of discontent with some sellers out there. Amazon is warning shoppers about frequently returned items on the platform. So what you're going to see sometimes is this kind of badge that says, "Hey, this item is frequently returned." If that is the case, it says the actual words are "frequently returned item," and then it urges shoppers to check the product details and customer reviews on items that have a higher return rates in that product category. So, is this going to continue? Is this always going to show up? Could be, an Amazon spokesperson said that, hey, we're trying to innovate on behalf of customers to improve the shopping experience. And we're currently showing return rate information on some product detail pages to help customers make more informed purchase decisions. So the only way you're actually going to see this is if you are logged in on your Amazon buyer account. Otherwise, it's not going to show up. And it says that they're even going to call out their own products, like the Amazon owned products will have this badge. So let me know if you ever see a fulfilled by Amazon or shipped and sold by Amazon, if you see it with one of those badges. That would be kind of interesting. Next article is from Seller Central. There's now a new option to report product detail page image issues. This was actually first announced a couple of weeks ago, but now it's kind of been expanded on. So basically, you guys have all had this problem before where you maybe have a listing and then you try to update the images, but then for whatever reason, even though you updated in the back end, it doesn't update on Amazon side. Well, now there is going to be a new feature called, first of all, remove images, which will allow you to report images on detail page that don't align with Amazon's product guidelines. So like say if somebody hijacks your listing and throws up a random picture, you can report that pretty quickly if you're unable to delete it yourself from your own account. And then now there's going to be a trigger called dispute main detail page image, which will allow you to open a case automatically to investigate why your images are not showing on the detail page. So instead of having to go through the whole process of opening up a case and just describing what's happening and going back and forth with seller support, technically, according to this, you're going to be able to hit a button and that is going to be able to happen kind of auto magically in the future. Next article is again from Seller Central last week. Just, heads up that it's already time, guys. Kind of crazy to think about, to prepare for Prime Day 2023. You need to create your deals or apply for your deals by April 28th to be able to be eligible to participate in the Prime Day sale. All right. And they want you to get your inventory in US FBA warehouses by June 15th. All right. So there is no announcement yet as to the date, but usually when they say, hey, have your inventory by this date, you can kind of calculate when Prime Day is going to be. So that date is now June 15th of when they want you to get your inventory in. Kind of another just interesting announcement from Amazon Advertising, and it's called Branded Experiences with Alexa is an existing Amazon ads offering now available for advertisers in open beta. This was just coming directly from Amazon. And so like if you're a large brand, you're going to be able to utilize Alexa in order for customers to have to interact a little bit with your brand on Alexa. It's going to give you deeper engagement. It says there's going to be Alexa call to actions, for streaming audio and video. And they're even going to offer full creative production and creative services in order to help you get some digital assets to put in this new experience. All right. So there's a video. Make sure to hit the link in the comments below so you can see the video where this kind of demos this. And this is right now only for those who have managed services, and it's part of DSP. All right. So, the majority of you, this might not affect, but the reason I call this out is because this is something I've been talking about for a couple of years. As Amazon expands, with Alexa and different TV things, usually things, start off, with the big time sellers, but a lot of times it starts trickling down some of these features to regular sellers. And so imagine if you're able to, in the future, interact with your customers somehow on Alexa, via advertising or optimizing for search on Alexa, or, delivering videos to them, etc. So something to keep an eye on over the next year or two, I would say. Last quick funny story here from CNN. It says a 5-year-old makes over $3,000 of purchases on her mom's Amazon account. So this 5-year-old girl was playing on her mom's phone during a car ride and spent over $3,000 on her mom's Amazon app, all right, which included 10 kids' motorcycles and 10 pairs of cowgirl boots. So first of all, she's on it. She knew exactly what she was looking for, and she kind of found it there. So guys, if you have kids, you give them your phone, to play with in the car or wherever. It don't matter how young they are. It's so easy to buy things on the Amazon app that even a 4 or 5-year-old can do it. So might want to watch it, but same time, it's kind of scary to think about, I'm sure that's not the only kid who's doing crazy things ordering stuff online. What if they accidentally order like 20 of your products and you get all excited, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you get a return request for those 20 items? So hopefully, parents out there, go get your kids, guys, and keep them in check, and don't be letting them spend $3,000 on Amazon. All right, that's it for the news today. Now, if you notice, this is, I'm not in my studio as normal, a little bit less quality here on the video. This is my last recording from Japan. I've been in Japan the last few weeks, had a great event today, the 7-Figure Japan Mastermind Summit. There was Jeff Cohen from Amazon Ads was there. It was a great event. I had the privilege of speaking about how Helium 10 works in Japan, but I'm going to a lot of different places, and it was great meeting a lot of you guys there in Japan. Maybe you guys are listening to the show right now. I got to see some of you guys I've seen before, and some of you I got to meet in person for the first time. So there's an upcoming schedule I want to make sure you guys are aware of. Depending on where you are in the world, perhaps you can join one of these events. All right, the first one I wanted to talk about is going to be at the beginning of June, around 7, 8, 9, and it's going to be in Prague, Czech Republic. All right, so if you guys would, I'll be there in person. I'll be speaking on stage and hanging out with the Amazon sellers. It's a pretty big event. So if you want more information on that, go to h10.me/EU event. h10.me/EU event. Now, right after that, I'm flying directly from Prague to Puerto Rico. All right, so that is going to be the $1 billion seller summit from Kevin King, and that is going to start around June 11th through the 16th. Again, I'll be speaking at that event, be hanging out. I have never missed $1 billion seller summit. There's been like 6 or 7 in person and online total. Haven't missed one since the very first one. In my opinion, it's the best kind of like mastermind, high level event that there is in the industry. A really, really great presentation. It's amazing networking, and Kevin and his team with Mark, they always make a lot of fun events as well. So if you guys are interested to get more information, perhaps join that event. There's limited tickets available, but you can go to h10.me/BDSS, h10.me/BDSS. Now, right after that, I'm flying directly to Bali. All right, so there's another mastermind event being put on by the team from Australia. And so there's going to be a very small number of people coming together for kind of relaxing mastermind. There will be some presentations on Amazon, of course, as always. So if you want more information on how to go to that one, if you want to be like me, first time go to Bali, go to h10.me/Bali, h10.me/BALI. And lastly, if you're unable to attend any of these, actually, you do have a chance to interact with us. Next week, we are doing a webinar. A lot of you have maybe noticed how your dashboard looks different now, right? Your dashboard on Helium 10, maybe some of you didn't know what to do with it, didn't know how to activate it, but it's going to be next level. This is like the future of Helium 10, and you guys are getting a sneak peek of it. So we're going to do a webinar on this Insights dashboard next week to show you how you're able to do stuff where like, hey, we can let you know, instead of you having to check keyword tracker every day, we're going to let you know if your keyword rank has dropped X amount, or we'll let you know if you're spending too much money on a keyword that's not getting you sales in advertising. We'll let you know a lot of critical things that might happen to your Amazon account that you might not know about unless you check Seller Central or have some kind of alert set up. We're going to be letting you know, hey, did you know your competitors are ranking for this keyword that you don't even have in your listing? Would you like to put in your listing? I mean, this thing, guys, is next level. I've seen it in action, and a lot of you guys have been playing around with it, but most of you don't know how to use it or don't know what it's all about. So that's what this webinar is for. So to sign up for it completely free, go to h10.me/ID webinar. ID stands for Insights Dashboard Webinar. h10.me/ID webinar. That'll be for next week online, and anybody can join that, whether you're a Helium 10 member or not. All right, we have a tip of the week, and this is coming from an interview that Carrie did with an expert on Walmart, and they go over a common question that people ask is, how much money can I expect to make on Walmart compared to my Amazon business? Carrie, take it away.
Another big question, and I kind of answered this at Prosper, but not everyone was at Prosper, but people are always asking, how much can I make on Walmart? And I think the biggest thing I usually ask is when people put their listings up on Walmart. They're like, oh, I'm not getting any traction. But usually they're just copying and pasting their listing over from Amazon, and they're not optimizing it, and they're not running ads. And so I always ask, if you were launching a product on Amazon, would you not optimize your listing, and would you not run ads? Like, these are kind of no-brainer basics that for some reason aren't transferring over to Walmart. But I wanted to just ask, in your, experience, because you work with a lot of different brands, what's the success rate? What kind of opportunity, I guess, have you seen for people? What are people missing out on because they're not on the Walmart marketplace?
Yeah, so there's a lot of variables here, and it can be the product niche. It's potentially the catalog size. It can be the price point, all those things, and just like you said, the effort put into optimizing or knowing how to optimize for the listing. So given all those parameters, there's in general, what we're seeing is we've cautiously. We try and say very cautiously, we've seen results 4 to 12% on average return of maybe what they're seeing on Amazon at this moment in time. That's growing. A couple call outs. So that would be contribution margin per sale is typically higher than they would see on Amazon because fees are lower, especially as Amazon keeps ratcheting it up. And so I would think in terms of revenue, but I would also say, ideally you should be tracking contribution margin and profitability. And so as you're doing that as well, consider that. But we'd say if we're just talking top line revenue, maybe 4 to 12%, there are definitely outliers. The more catalog available, the better. And not just because you're going to get, ones and twos from all these SKUs across the board, but because the marketplace, the shopper is different. What we've seen, even with large, whether it's aggregators or others, the hero SKUs they had really performing on Amazon may not be the same heroes. And so they might have a whole life in their catalog that in Walmart that they didn't have on Amazon because of unique preferences. And so really it's still a test and see, but we see, and I would say, make sure you're using, when we're saying optimizing, make sure you're using WFS. You're getting, if you haven't been using 2-day shipping, we were just talking about this yesterday. If you haven't been using 2-day shipping yet on Walmart, using WFS in general across the board, Walmart will say they see a 50% growth in GMV for brands that go into WFS if they have not been using 2-day shipping. We talked about listing quality earlier. Offer, that's one of the key elements, and it's a no-brainer to get that 100% on that score. But the other thing I think that people are trying to figure out, and I think it's a wise, like forward horizon thinking, is what does it look like to establish yourself in the Walmart marketplace now? There's still time as an early mover to gain that advantage with the number of sellers compared to the number of shoppers monthly. It's 120 million a month right now coming to Walmart. And so you have a larger piece of the pie potentially right now, opportunity to build out top of class content to show sales and conversion and grow to the top of the fold in search results and build out review moats, all those kind of things that may be unattainable now in many regards in Amazon for a number of reasons. So building it now, focusing on are you growing in profitability, but also think mid and long term here that this is also the future investment of learning this marketplace, and you'll be thinking of yourself several years down the road as well.
Yes. Yeah. People who are saying now, oh, I wish I started on Amazon, 2014. Well, same right now on Walmart, for Walmart. So don't miss out.
The line I was told was, when's the best time to plant a tree was 15 years ago.
Yes.
When's the next best time is today. So
yes,
take advantage of the opportunity while you can.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for that, Carrie. All right, guys, that's it for the news this week. I know we had a lot to go over, so we're not going to do a pro training tip of the week, but hope to see you at one of these events coming up that I mentioned. Would be awesome. Make sure to, if you do go to one of them, that you come up to me and let me know that you heard about it here. But anyways, guys, I'm finally back in my office next week, in my studio, so we'll see you next week to see what's buzzing.